Hello everyone, this is Latasha of Autistic, and welcome to my fidget collection showcase. I'm so excited to share all of these fidget toys with you here today. These fidgets are perfect for your favorite autistic person of any age. But just be mindful that the smaller fidget toys could be choking hazards for younger autistic children, so be safe. Fidgeting is very comfortable for autistic people. It helps with our focus and self-regulation, and it offers us a safe release from strong emotions and helps us feel safe in our bodies. More visual toys, like sensory bottles, can stimulate our visual senses and actually trigger what is called a visual stim. This can help us calm down from hard emotions, like anxiety. It's important to let your autistic child fidget to their heart's content, as it helps our senses and brains develop. Practicing motor skills like this is so important, but fidgeting, also called stimming, also helps us truly express ourselves for who we really are. It helps so much that I'm actually fidgeting right now. I also used to mash the keys on my 3DS to the rhythm of the music I was listening to on car rides, much to the chagrin of everyone who was riding with me. I used to fidget with anything I could get my hands on, like water bottles, tops, cords, and even sauce packets. So you can fidget with anything, really. You don't need to buy all the things that I'm about to show you to be happy fidgeting. It's possible to fidget without spending a large amount of money. Some fidgets are louder than others, and sensory-seeking autistics who like loud sounds can fidget with these toys alone. But there are also more silent options for classroom settings as well, like this. Now, without further ado, let's get to the toys. Okay guys, you saw the thumbnail. I have my lights at full capacity, and now we're gonna just get right into it. Here is the number one squishy that I got. It was from Stimtastic. It rises just like this. You kind of punch it and it like wrinkles, and the underside is very dough-like. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a very dough-like texture on its underside, and it's very soft. Obviously it's green like my room so I really love that. Okay, as for the next one, this one's going to be a little loud. I'm gonna try and keep it at a distance so you can see how it works. Okay, it kind of makes a suction noise. It kind of makes that little ribbed popping sound when you extend it and slink it back. So that's a good one for people who like loud sounds. This is the donut popper. Of course, it's lost a lot of air from the time that I used it. Of course, it's one of the more entertaining poppers that I have. I'm not a real big fan of poppers, personally, because they don't really always pop the way you want them to. But you just squeeze this and they pop right out. Of course, that does get old, like that does cause the toy to kind of have a shortened lifespan, but you know, there it is. Even has some on the inside there. And here is my prized water snake. It's a little cloudy. It's not like the best quality. Like, I had a water snake as a kid and it was yellow, so that's why I love this water snake so much. You can see it has the little green animals in it. I think that's crab, and that's like a goldfish. They're a little hard. I do wonder about them ripping through the thin plastic. This is just good to kind of squish around and feel in your hands. And you also don't want to put this near another plastic stem toy because sometimes they like create that bubble when they sit and attach to each other. So I try and keep like some of my stem toys separate. And this is the one you saw me playing with in the intro. This is kind of like a more silent toy. This is homemade. My grandmother gave this to me. Of course, it's one of those like crochet knitted ones. And all you do is just you take the petals around it, the edges, you rotate them one way or the other way if that's what you're into. Anyway, very good silent toy you could probably bring to school or a workplace. This is a fun one. This is a stretchy banana. You can stretch the peel too. It's a fun one I got from Nicole Jacqueline. Of course, I'll have all the names of the shops in the description. You can check below if you're interested in buying any of these. Of course, like, it has this little grainy feeling on the inside. All the shops that I bought from, they were mostly from Etsy, but this one wasn't. So yeah, I also got these fidgets from random places too. Just anywhere you go now, there's fidgets, so that's great for accessibility. This is one I got from Dollar General. And it has silent buttons. So I don't think they would let you bring this into a school, at least not my school that I used to go to, but like there are silent buttons on here on the two sides in case you want to like fidget with that, but it's not like the best option because the rest of it's pretty noisy, as you can see. It has this like scary one where it just like snaps back in place. Yeah, pretty scary. This reminds me of the fidget cube I used to have, but my fidget cube honestly like it fell apart, so I don't have it anymore. Oh, and I really like this one. This one's something I got from GeekerGadgets on Etsy. Has a little Q on it. Q for queen. Because I'm a queen, you know, makes a satisfying little keyboard sound. If any of you are into the keyboard ASMR, like I know I am, just makes a really satisfying noise. Not too loud either. See, the bottom is clearly 3D printed probably. I don't know for sure, but yeah. This one's funny. This is like from one of those blender shake bottles. Yeah, it's all springy and I really like that. I like how it's kind of like a 3D structure and you can just kind of like manipulate it and like squish it and it springs back. Kind of has that bounce to it. It's very satisfying. It's one of the more silent ones, but not entirely, you know. This is another loud one. It's one of these. It's one of these popper things. I really don't know what you call these. I mean, I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find it. But I just got it at Walmart. Let's keep a little bit of a distance for this one. And so you squeeze it and it suctions together like that. Yeah, that one's really fun. If you kind of like gripping things, that one's really great. Now, I know we're not all the way through the toys yet, but for a good silent option, you can have these calm strips. That's what they're called. And these are in soft sand. I got a lot of them, obviously. This was back when they were having that infinity symbol thing to kind of like bring awareness to autistic people or whatever. Anyway, it has the gold color in it, which I really like. You know, the periodic table and everything like that. So these are good in case you need like more tactile stimulation and you can't like make any sound. Yeah, River Rocks honestly brings more stimulation than soft sand. But they have many designs on their website, so they don't really sell these anymore. They kind of have other infinity designs. So there's that. Yeah, this is a cute necklace I got from Etsy. I'll put the seller's name in the description. But it has kind of like this roller bead. It's kind of like amber roller bead. You kind of spin. I'm not demonstrating it very well, but there we go. Kind of spins like a planet. Like a planetary thing. And this one's not very good for me because I have neck sensitivity. So I kind of have to force myself to wear this. It always feels like, you know, like very sensitive on my neck. And I had to cut off like little sharp metal pieces right here. So, you know, that was mostly my fault. Like, I shouldn't have bought this, really. But if you can support the seller, then please do, because this is a really beautiful necklace, actually. It wasn't that much money, honestly. Let's start with the chewables. This is the softest level, Magic Wand, pink. Soft chewable from, I don't know if you can see that, it says Arc Therapeutics. And you know, this really helps me. Like, I like feeling the pressure as I bite down on it. And then it just sends this like electrifying feeling up to my brain. And just flushes my brain with feel-good chemicals every time I chew on this. So, chewing really helps for me, honestly. And like, yes, adults need chewables too. I know there's like a big stigma around that and people freak out, but like, you honestly don't need to freak out about it. You know, it's just kind of the way it is. I found these like weird keychain soft chewables from the bargain bins. Yeah, they're really soft, but obviously you don't want to bite the metal parts, so I don't know why they included that, but just an odd design choice that I noticed. This is Arc Therapeutics' more intermediate chew. And like, you can use it as a spinner. You can put your finger in it and like spin it around. It also has these like texture parts, different textures for whatever you're feeling like. I personally, well, I couldn't pick a favorite, but I like this dotted one. This dotted one is good for me. Anyway, that's good if you need kind of like a harder chew, harder bite, as I know a lot of people do. This is also a harder chew in the same color, intermediate chew. So it's tough, but not too tough. And you really bite down on this, and this is one you can kind of wear in public. You can get away with that because it's so basic. And yes, they do get tangled together, guys. These necklaces do get tangled together in my box. This is the final arc chew. This doesn't look like much, but it is a really hard chew. Like, it really does feel so hard to bite down on this. This is if your child really likes to teeth on like really hard things like wood and they just can't get enough of that chewing, you know, like they need like an extra bite. That's a good option. This is also another innocuous option that you could take out in public, especially if you're an adult. Like you could chew on it whenever you want. So yeah, very helpful. These are some of the chews by Stemtastic. Of course, I should have said before, Stemtastic is actually out of business, so you can't buy from them anymore, but these are really interesting fidgets right here. Really interesting chews, I mean. These are just 3, you know, keeping it simple. All you need is like 1 to chew on anyways. That's all that will fit between your molars, really. 2 if you're really adventurous, but I mean 3 is pretty simplistic. I mean, can't go wrong with that. It's a cute little UFO one. Has like the stars on it for extra texture. Don't know if you can like see that. It's only on one side though. Doesn't have them. It's very, very thin. It's like a wafer. So when you chew on it, it's like you're kind of chewing on something really thin. You can feel your teeth on the other side. So if you're into that, that's really good. Now, if you really want something with texture to chew on, you should choose something like this. This one has like a whole medley of options to choose from. There's more subtle options like that. You can kind of scrape your tongue over those. This is like a brush. Yeah, this is like a zigzag. Very nice. There are places where it's barely noticeable, like over here. There is something, if you look really closely. Yeah, and there's all these divots right here. I don't know if divot is like the appropriate term. Let's just say holes. There's a bunch of holes right there. So that's really good. Of course, this one is a bit more obvious when you wear it outside, but I mean, if you need it, then there's no shame in it. This is the last chewable. I made this with some purple hemp string, but the beads I got on Etsy really cheap. They're confetti beads from like ChewsMe. Yeah, their beads are good quality. They're kind of soft, but also hard. Like, they're not too hard, but they're not really soft either, so they're good for biting down on. Of course, it's in the name, like ChewsMe. Of course, I made these to sell, but they didn't end up selling very well, so I gave like the other colored beads to like family members. Of course, the silicone bracelet trend was a thing, and I was so surprised when I saw people like wearing silicone bracelets. Like, that was really that was a trip for me. But yeah, I actually ended up giving like this autistic boy Noah, who is an orphan. I gave him the Arc Chewy that I had. That was the Y Chew. It was the softest level. It was one of my favorite ones. And I gave it to him along with like the rubber spherical baby teether from, let's see, Eco Piggy. That was it. That was the store name. Anyways, like, I really loved to chew on that rubber. I think rubber is better than silicone, honestly. It's just personal preference, but I find it has a lot more give, a lot more chew to it. So I really loved it, but I knew he would love it too. So, you know, he was having problems with his behavior and like biting people and like throwing things. So when he got those chews from me, he really started to calm down. And I don't think it's a coincidence, guys. Anyway, these are the really fun collapsible squishies from earlier. This is like a nice one. It's strawberry. My Nana really likes that one. My Nana has OCD and ADHD. So she really likes to press into the strawberry every once in a while. She invades my room and she like steals the strawberry. And this one's also really soft. Kind of picked out the stem because I really love to pick. I also really love to pick as a stem. Anyway, it used to be all smelly. It used to smell like strawberry. And it still has a faint smell, but it kind of wears off after a while. This one's supposed to be smelly too. Now, this one was very expensive actually. I got this as like a Christmas present. Has mushrooms on it, which I really love. That's also another one of my interests. And it's rainbow, which just holds like a special place for me. Rainbow things. And I'm sure you can guess why. Anyway, it's a bit harder to collapse than the other ones. It has like more of a... It's harder to make a dent in. It has more of a shape beforehand. It's not... Like, it is soft. And I can... This one still has a smell because I bought it just last year. Like, as you squish it, the smell kind of pillows out in a cloud. And it hits your nose. Really nice if you like to smell things. And it's not really overpowering either. It's a very faint smell. Okay, we're gonna get into the bracelets before we like get into the mochis. This is a nice one that I bought from Etsy. I know it's not a fidget, but I mean you can kind of fidget with it if you stretch it out a little bit. But yeah, obvious why I bought this. Yeah, and every slime place that I buy from wants to give me like bracelets. The lime green one is from like Stimtastic. Of course, they're out of business now. But yeah, they always give me like, I do fidget with slime. Sorry, I don't have any like wonderful slime content for you guys, but yeah. I do have some slimes later that I'll show you. The containers anyway. And these are a few bracelets that Stimtastic gave me. They're the little foam wire bracelets. If any of you are old enough to remember what that is. Of course, they're very cute. I don't know what it has to do with like fidgeting though. But this does have something to do with fidgeting. These are some random pop-it bracelets. They don't really have much of a pop to them. Again, I'm not really a big fan of them. They do have a little bit of a pop. Got this one from a gas station. This one was just kind of given to me. This one's really exciting. The fidget slug that I got from Etsy. It's actually like an eco-friendly fidget because it was 3D printed with biodegradable materials. As you can see, it's like super shiny and it makes a lot of noise. It makes kind of like a crinkly sound like fall leaves. Of course, it's fall when I'm uploading this. Anyway, you don't get to choose the color when you buy from the shop. They just kind of 3D print it on demand. And like, they choose the color for you. But I think that this is gorgeous. Cute little snail guy. Anyway, I love this when I first got it. It's more like a centipede because of all the little sections to it. These are my most recent fidgets that I'm loving lately. They're kind of gummy. And my Nana got these out of a random children's toy box, so you can't really buy these. But I really love how like soft they are. Of course, they're filled with fluid. and they really do feel like gummy when you push your thumb into them, or your knuckle. You can really do all kinds of things with these. Anyway, they're just so relaxing. And a nice silent fidget option. This is kind of one that's more tactile. I know, it's just a ribbon. What's so special about this? But like, it really is so soft and uniform, just the texture on it. And I got this in one of my orders. It was kind of wrapped in this, so I just kind of keep it because I really love it. And I'm a collector, so I like to collect things. Anyway, this is more of a tactile sensation. It's very soft and shiny too. So it's kind of nice visually. I thought we needed like a little glitter break before we can move on to the Mochis. Yeah, glitter like this and sensory bottles. It's really relaxing. I mean, the bubbles kind of get in the way, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, this is a visual stem. This is very nice. I'm kind of getting relaxed just doing this. Just looking at it. It kind of puts you in a trance, you know? Okay, this might be a little overwhelming for you guys, but this is my Mochi collection. My animal Mochis. I bought a large box on Etsy. I was so thrilled because I'm obsessed with these guys. Like, I was so thrilled when I saw them. Like, I knew that I had to have them. I got a few of them from, this one's from the Dollar Tree. I got a few of them from elsewhere. Like, this one I got from a little machine in our local grocery store. So they're everywhere. You don't have to buy a whole box. You can just kind of collect them gradually, but I wanted all of them like now. So that's what I did. Like, as soon as I got like this pig from Stemtastic, like I bought a few other ones after that, but it just wasn't enough. So yeah, when they have these little holes in them, and like that creates a really good suction when they fasten down to like a flat surface. So you poke them and then you pull them and it creates this click. Because it has really good suction. And I was just obsessed with that for the longest time. It really helped to like stabilize me. Like, the more I did that, the more I felt mentally okay. Especially during my anxiety, when things were really hard for me. Not gonna lie. Anyways, that's them. Out of the way. I also always really keep my loop earplugs in this fidget box in case my neighbor next door, my neighbor in the next room, if he's really noisy, wants to play music kind of near my bedtime, then I just slip these right in. Of course, they come off in the morning. I realize they've slipped off, but it's really good for getting to bed when you have like noisy neighbors. And anyways, we got these Simple Dimples from the bargain bins. If you look really closely, they have like brains on them. So not only are they multicolored, but they also give a really good pop. And that's because they're so firm. Like, the material here is really firm. So it gives a really satisfying pop. Of course, it's a keychain, so you can take it anywhere with you if you want. if you like that. Here's another one, also from the bargain bins. I like this one a little more because it's a bit more flimsy. Gives a bit more of a clicky pop. Oh, I'm getting obsessed with this now. Sorry, I know it's loud. I shouldn't be doing that. And these are the metallic fidgets I got from StarryStimming on Etsy. One's a Mobius, and I have another Mobius. I'll show that to you. There's also these jangly ring beads. Now these are really fun to play with because you can feel the beads underneath your fingers. And I found that it's really nice to just kind of get them all in your palm and then rotate them around together. It really is more stimulation. It's just calming me down right now. I should really fidget more often with these. They're really pretty too. I like the metal on this one. It just feels substantial in your hands. As you know, I'm not a big fan of these poppers. But these are the ones that I've found to make really good popping noises. So one's a hexagon. The other one is this weird multicolored lobster. Of course, this one's pretty flimsy. That just makes the crinkly pops like so much more evident. Of course, it's a fun shape that kids will really like. You can find these at all sorts of stores, or at least you could back then when I first got it. This one has a bit more hard pops, a bit more uniform pops. Yeah, but very good for stress relief. Okay, I'm bringing back the book to kind of demonstrate how this works, because I know they look dirty, but I haven't taken them out of here. So I don't know why that is. But yeah, these are table stick poppers. I used to love these as a kid. They make these really loud suction noises. And I think they yeah, they jet off like that. So you can shoot them. And they also make like a really loud pop like that. Oh. Anyways, they're really fun. I mean, just as fun as they were when I was a kid, honestly. And they come in all different ranges of colors. So you can pick the one that's like right for you. Of course, these came from Stimtastic. They're out of business, so I don't really know where you can buy these like vintage beauties anymore, but I mean, I'm sure you can find them if you really try. Anyway, on to the stress balls. This is an Orbeez stress ball that I really like. It has pink and purple, which are really nice colors to look at. I try not to squish this one too much close to like this part, because the other one I got from Nicole Jacqueline, and this is from Nicole Jacqueline, it kind of was a strawberry with Orbeez in it, and it kind of burst open. But I don't know, the quality and durability of this one seems good. It's just become like a little frumpy, if you can see that. Yeah, it's just kind of lost a bit of its shape as I have squeezed it quite a lot with that one. It's another one from Nicole Jacqueline. It's kind of like unassuming on the surface. It's very blue and speckled. It has this pink inside and something's hiding in there. There's a dinosaur. Anyway, I love squeezing this one. It just goes in and out, in and out. Now that might be too much for some people. It might be too much like stimulation. but I just like the action of squeezing it and having something happen, having something pop out at me. It was very refreshing. Anyway, this is a rainbow chainmail stress ball from FidgetMeCrazy. So if you have a lot of anger, like a lot of emotions, you know, a lot of emotions as you do, you can just really grip this. And my grip strength is not very good. I'm not very good with the gripping things. Hopefully you can see that kind of just takes it all right. Yeah, it's really good. It had a weird smell when I first bought it, but like that's just the rubber in between the chainmail, I think. Anyway, really good for stress relief. Now, there's an interesting story with all these that my Nana gave me. Obviously, they're for diabetes, to hold all the strips, because she's diabetic. She checks her blood quite often. Always check your blood really often if you're diabetic, because you don't want to end up in the hospital or anything like that. But obviously, these make a really nice popping sound, and strangely, it's different for each one. They kind of have a different sound to each of them. That's because I think the top is filled with this kind of sand. So they really do have a different sound to each of them. And my Nana gave me all of these because every time I would talk to her, I would just grab one of these, like just kind of aimlessly grab them while she was speaking, and I would just do that in front of her. And I don't know why. It was just kind of like a flippant thing. Like I wasn't really thinking about it. But yeah, it led to like all of this. Yeah, of course she's given me all of these, and they do break. That's why she gave me a lot of them, because the top does break off eventually. So yeah, I mean, I don't really fidget a lot with them anymore. That's why all of them are in here, but like they're a really good option for people who like popping sounds, I guess, and don't have a lot of money. Okay, now these are some ones that I don't really like. I mean, I kind of like these. These are acupuncture rings, and they're kind of meant for children. But since I have such small fingers, look at that. They fit on there perfectly. They kind of do create just enough pressure to like be satisfying. Anybody who's like into pressure really knows what I'm talking about. Like I used to really like pressure when I was a kid. I used to ask for like really tight hugs. So I was really into pressure for sure. But yeah, I don't like this wacky track. Like, it kind of makes these small clicks if you kind of stretch it out and extend it. But as for actually molding it, like, it's too fluid, you know? It doesn't really do that much. So if you kind of just need something to play around with that makes these small, subtle clicks every now and again, then maybe this is right for you. But they really made these wacky tracks out to be a lot more fun than they actually are. All of these I found from the bargain bins, so you can really find some good stuff in there. Of course, everybody's like obsessed with these tangles. Like I honestly don't see what's so special about it. I'd even argue that the wacky track is kind of more entertaining because it makes these tiny little clicks that are mostly imperceptible. I mean, they're a little louder than imperceptible. Like, let's just be real, but this kind of, like, I guess it's kind of seamless. Like, that's one good thing you could say about it. Don't personally like the color, though. But hey, it was really cheap. Found it at the bargain bins. This is another good alternative. If you need something like this bike fidget, I just call it the bike fidget because, I mean, I've seen other people call it that. Anyway, this is just as good as like the other one that I got off of Etsy. It's really nice for just rotating. It really helps get your focus going. This is a good one for focus. All the little tiny like metal fidgets are kind of like more on the focus side. It helps your attention a lot. And this one is just a fuzzy pom-pom. I mean, if you really love soft things, which I really do, I love the softness of my bed, then you'll really like this. This is like so fuzzy. And of course it's fake. Like this is another thing that's important to me. No animals were harmed in the making of this. It's just fake fuzz. So that's really nice. If you need more like of a tactile experience. And of course these are the other bike fidgets. This is the one I got off of Etsy. So as you can see here, it rotates really easily. And of course, FidgetMeCrazy has this double stacked one. I found it a bit hard to maneuver at first, but once you get the hang of it, it really is nice to have that double stacked feature about it. Of course, it's purple, nice metallic color. These are really pretty. I don't know if you can see that there. They kind of look a little cracked. They kind of have that nice like marbling inside of them. And they're really nice colors, like my favorite colors. Like I love colors like this. I really don't like orange or like other dark colors. But these colors are really light and just really girly, which I really love. Of course, this is another fidget, this chainmail from FidgetMeCrazy that I'm not too jazzed about. It's like really hard to maneuver because of all these small moving parts in it. And of course, with these like metallic rings, they sometimes like slip to the side. Like, I don't know, it's more prominent on the double stacked one. But I've just never been able to fidget with this. I would kind of only fidget with this if I was like desperate, but it's more frustrating than relaxing because you have to figure it out. And like the little small little metallic parts kind of foil you at every turn. So I don't like that about it. But to make up for that bad review, I thought I would just kind of demonstrate a few good fidgets from FidgetMeCrazy. You know, that stress ball that you saw earlier that was rainbow chainmail. They specialize in chainmail things, like metal things really. This is one I got from there. You can kind of rotate it like the cloth one that I showed you earlier. It's good for that. And then this is the rainbow Mobius. Kind of makes a bit of a jingle sound. And it's a bit bigger than the other one. The metal is a bit more thin, so it's a bit more lightweight if you like that option. But I prefer the other one better because the metal just feels more substantial in my hands. And then these, like, as you can see, this one is glow in the dark. This one's just normal. And you kind of like loop them in and out, loop them in and out, loop them in and out, like that. You can do this under the covers where it's dark and it'll glow, because this one's glow in the dark. This one's just kind of normal, you know. And they gave me like a really good lanyard. I kind of didn't include the lanyard in this though because it tangles up with all my other, you know, stringy things that I have in the box. So I'd rather just not keep them together in one place like that. These are some fidgets I got from an autistic shop. StarryStimming is also an autistic shop. But yeah, this is the ones that these are from are an autistic shop too, and it's just a simple maze fidget. So you just kind of push the marble through the cloth, and the cloth is very soothing, and it has a nice jazzy pattern on it, you know, like Mardi Gras, all of that. Very nice bead pattern. You kind of follow it to the center. It's good for relaxing tactile stimulation if you need something more basic. They also gave me this freebie. It's kind of little spiky pink ball. You can kind of like twiddle between your fingers a little bit. Do a little finger parkour for you. These are some nice color changing fidgets. You can see they have like a slight tinge of pink there. They change color with the heat of your hands. Now these fidgets are more tactile. They're 3D printed into like these rings. You can kind of smooth your thumb over like that. And these fidgets are made by a DID system on Etsy. Well, again, I'll have their name in the description, but they come in like 3 different sizes like this. So if you don't like the bigger one and you prefer the smaller one, you can kind of just relax by doing that. It's really nice. I find a lot of comfort with these. They just have like these really nice ripple patterns, which are really comforting and cozy. These are some good ones. It's a nice little knitted marble fidget. This is really silent and it's soft and comfortable. Like perfect. Like it's just perfect. There's nothing else to say about it. Just how comfy and cozy it is. It just can't be overstated, really. It's just such a nice option for anyone who likes soft stimulation like that. Anyone who likes soft things. Of course, the marble is really fun too. It reminds me of those sauce packets that I was talking about earlier, where you kind of swivel the sauce in and out, side to side. Really fun. Okay, this is a minky beanbag. Green minky beanbag with all these little fuzzy dots on it. Of course, you can feel that it's real. It's filled with all those pellets that they used to have in school. You know, I don't know if anyone like else played with the beanbags in school, but it was really nice. Anyway, another nice soft thing that you can play with and kind of toss around. Very nice. From the same shop. This is also a rolly bead fidget. Really nice. To alternate between the colors here. And I kind of just like to wind this around my finger. You know, I like cords and everything like that, so I just kind of like to just wind this around my finger and then wind it back around. I'm not so much into the rolling stimulation, although it is still really nice. It is still really nice stimulation, but I found that when I play with this, I kind of just wind it around my fingers. Really seamless movement there. Really nice. Nothing gets stuck. This is also a nice homemade fidget to wind around your fingers too. This is kind of if you want to like, you know, it doesn't work well near my bed, but if you want to like swing it around like that. I really love to do that with cords. I'll just sit on my desk and like spin it around like that. It really put me in a relaxing place. Feels really nice. Of course, you can kind of just like sway it like a pendulum as well, but mostly for the finger twiddling. I bet everyone knows what this is. Of course, it's reflecting a lot of stuff from my camera. That's fine. Anyway, I'll just open this. Anyway, I got this from my cousin Landon. It's a fidget spinner. Remember when this was all the rage, guys? Yeah, you just obviously spin it. And I don't really like fidget spinners that much because you obviously just have to wait for it to get done spinning after the initial spin. I mean, you can interrupt it and spin it again, but I mean, if it doesn't have like a cool pattern that's kind of built into it, then it's kind of like pretty boring to wait for it to like get done spinning. But yeah, these are really iconic and I'm glad that I have one. It's like owning a piece of history, you know? This is so wild. Real quick before we move on to the last fidgets. These are Peachy Baby's slimes. And I really love slime. I love to watch like those ASMR slime videos. I like to watch people like play with the slimes because they're obviously like better hand models than I am. But like, yeah, want to see it close up. It has a really pungent smell though. Anyone who doesn't like really strong smells, like I'm pretty sure they make like unscented slime. So you'll probably want an unscented slime option. And of course, these are really unassuming. There's a bit of lint on it. Well anyway. This is a longshot fidget. It's for, you guessed it, swinging around with your finger. Of course, this one has a bit more of like a harder end to it. So you could easily like accidentally hit someone in the face with this. I'm not gonna lie. Like I kind of prefer that little handmade pendulum that I had. So I don't really use that much. Anyway, this is from the same seller, BonsaiandCacti. Anyway, this looks like a black unassuming bag, right? But it actually has something very beautiful inside. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I got this with the expensive like blue little crystal balls in it. But obviously you don't have to do that. Sometimes the wire is a bit flimsy, so you kind of have to like push it back into place a little bit. But I thought these colors really worked well together. Yeah, I can't pronounce the crystal name. It's kind of long, like I kind of forgot. But it's supposed to be like one of those like spiritual crystals that are good for meditation. And it really makes this nice little rolling motion. And you can like really swing it to the side there. You can do that with all of them. They just kind of like roll freely by themselves, even after you don't touch them. So it's a really nice option for anybody who's into crystals. Yeah, it's just really pretty. I really like this one. Okay guys, now that is all of the fidgets that I have. I know it's an extensive list, I assure you. But yeah, as for my favorites, it's hard to choose, you know, because they're all so amazing. You know, they all help autistic people with self-regulation, and that is really so important to our well-being and our mental sense of self, really. But, you know, if I had to choose, I would probably choose these in here. Yeah. This one's just really soft and amazing, and it's one of the first fidgets that I got, one of the first squishies that I got. It has a cute face, so I really like that. Whereas this one makes a really nice noise. It's just really wonderful. Of course, I'm picking all the green things because all my favorite things just so happen to be green, I suppose. This is a nice silent fidget option. This really helped me in filming this video today. It really was a big help during the intro. And this is also a nice silent fidget option. It's just very comforting because it's knitted. It kind of makes a little cloth straining noise if you push it too far to the edge, which is just another little charming thing about it that I love. And for all the metallic like ring fidgets, these are just really beautiful. I love the cracked color about it. I'm really glad that Stimtastic gave me these beads, these wonderful colorful beads. They're so beautiful and I just love looking at them. So yeah, and I really can't overstate how like amazing it is to like fidget with all of these, with all the sensations blending together in your palm. It really is just amazing. There's nothing like it. And of course the little octopus that I like to suction onto these hard surfaces like the one that the camera is balanced on. Right. And these gummy ones I've been really obsessed with lately. Like, I don't know where they came from. I honestly don't, guys. I'm really sorry that you can't pick some of these up for yourself, but they're just really wonderful. Like, they're just so gummy. I don't know what it is about them, but I could just play with these forever. And they got to be the winner of all of these fidgets here, even though these ones are amazing too. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that is the video. I hope you all enjoyed all the fidgets. I really did have a fun time filming this video. It's just like a little break from all the other long talking head videos that I make scripts for. Anyways, I was able to get the light right on this video, thankfully, but yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Maybe with a more serious video after this one. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.